one of my last TikTok videos, I show how to differentiate, and I show this brand or this product, Ziploc bag organizer. It's easier if you see the product, but Ziploc bag organizer. For a while, this product was invented. Actually, I'm going to backtrack on that. Go watch the video to listen to the story. Great product, great story on differentiation. But yeah. I don't want to just wait around, so I'm running ads. I already rolled into Vine. Like I said, man, it will, give it a try, but just know you got to pump the brakes if you don't convert well. You ever experience a launch where you enter with a higher price than competitors due to value add? Pretty much all of my launches, yes. Average price in the market for the last product that I just launched is $37. We're selling it for $49.99. I went to the store today. I spent 2 hours. Every product but 2 were gated. Jackie, I have never left. Well, I'm going to say this. It's not to be taken literally, but I've never left my house to need to make money on Amazon. I've never had to touch a product aside from a sample for me to make money on Amazon. I've never had to go to a store to make money on Amazon. I've never had to check to see if a product was gated to sell on Amazon. I do a completely different business model. I do private label. My ads convert. I just have been doing it for a few days. I got a couple sales. Nice. If you're converting, then that's all that matters. What do you think for average 800 search keyword and no one sells the product? No, hold on. Let's think of the logic there. I'm not saying this to be mean. I come off very direct for anybody who's new here. It's all with love. But let's think about this. Nobody sells it and nobody's searching for it. So with those 2 data points, why would we think anybody wants to buy it? Nobody's searching for it, sub 1,000 search volume, and nobody else sells it. Disqualified. Amazon is a search-based model. If nobody is searching for it, nobody wants it. Now, unless you're talking a variation of a product. So like a great example is coffee grinder. Coffee grinders existed for a while. But then a company called JavaPress came in and they created a version of a manual coffee grinder. They got so much traction that Amazon created a subcategory for them. There was coffee grinder. They created manual coffee grinder as a subcategory for JavaPress. They built the brand on the backbone of something that was being searched, coffee grinder. It's not like it was something like literally nobody wanted. People used coffee grinders, but they came out with a different coffee grinder. So if you have something that's a variation, like, okay, I'm selling headphones and I'm coming out with wireless headphones. Maybe nobody's searching for wireless headphones right now. Let's pretend this was back in the day. Maybe nobody's searching for that right now. But they're going to be searching for headphones, and maybe this will catch their eye, and, I can build up traction there. Okay, that's one thing. Again, nobody's searching for the product. Nobody's selling any version of the product, nothing like that. There's no demand around it. You're going to be playing an uphill battle. What up, seller? Yo, you cooked with that product, not going to lie, bro. My boy Caution, one of the AMZ Masterclass students who got the product selection, where based on the criteria that I use and teach, I'll select your product for you. Just sent my boy his product yesterday. I'd like advice. You sell things? I do sell things. What would you like advice about? Some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community experience. I was testing if it's banned, LOL. If you're still in the live seller stack, you will now know that, yes, those words that you're referring to are banned from the live. Shout out TikTok for adding that feature. I think it's pretty good. You ever make sales without any ads at all? Mr. Fax, let me ask you this. Are you asking on launch or on an established product? Because the answer is different. I can give you both if you would like. Because on an established product, yes, on launch. Okay, cool. On launch, yes, you are the anomaly if you do so. So let's take 10 people who launch a product on Amazon. All 10 launch. One of those 10 potentially will make sales without ads. Now, they're not going to scale. I'm talking like piecemeal sales. That's how you know you have a hitter. Good SEO, good product, good differentiation, right? Good images. Like if you're starting to get traction like that, great sign. Then you have the next layer where it's like you can run ads without reviews. That's also considered an anomaly where you're profitable, you're doing good. Because now it's like, okay, once you get reviews, imagine how you'll do then. On the first scenario, imagine once you start running ads, how you'll do then. And then most people will fall into the category where they're going to have to build it up. They're going to have to build up some reviews, optimize the listing, run some ads, build up a rank, and start going that route. And there's nothing wrong with that. Is it okay to use Alibaba even though Alibaba is not making custom differentiation products? Papio, we just talked about this yesterday. I think that you have... Let me explain to everybody how Alibaba works. I'll make it shorter than yesterday because we talked about it for a while yesterday. Alibaba is a platform where manufacturers list their products. When you go to Alibaba, you are not getting a product manufactured from Alibaba themselves. Like Alibaba doesn't have a warehouse manufacturing plant where they're sitting there cooking up every single product that the US wants produced. Just like Amazon, where you are utilizing Amazon's platform, some of the largest brands in the world are utilizing Amazon as a platform. Alibaba is the same thing. Small manufacturers and some of the biggest manufacturers in the world list their products on Alibaba, meaning that there's manufacturers on there who quite literally like manufacture Lululemon's products. There's manufacturers on there who will customize anything. There's manufacturers there who, if you pay for molds and tech packs and all that stuff, they will invent a product for you. So don't look at people look at Alibaba as like bad quality, China manufacturers, cheap. No, guys. Some of the largest manufacturers in the world have their business listed there. You just have to find good ones. That's why you contact a lot, negotiate, all that good stuff. My product is a hybrid of 2 categories. Nice. I've had products like that as well. I have products like that. Luke, I know how I want to position what I want to present to you. What do you want to present to me? Can you say what niche his product is in broadly? Whose product, seller? I have 6 different occasions. I have on 6 different occasions thrown bees at my competitors, but my sales are still low. Thrown bees at your competitors, as in what? Can you expand on that if you're here still? It's always hard when because I'm always behind on the questions. So sometimes if people feel like they're not getting it answered, in text form, sometimes it's hard to interpret things. Thrown bees on my competitor. Let's answer it how I assume that they meant, and if they're still in here, they can correct me. Thrown bees at my competitor. I'm assuming like doing malicious things, like trying to click on your competitor's ads, bought your competitor's product and left them a bad review. If this is what you're talking about, I can almost, of course, there's bad apples that slip through the cracks. I can almost guarantee if you're focusing your energy on like trying to make your competitors lose rather than focusing your energy on trying to make your products win, 9.9 times out of 10, you will lose. You will not succeed on Amazon. You will not become a 7-figure seller. You will just not succeed. Simple as that. Back in the day when I first started selling on Amazon, well, should I tell this? Yeah, I'm going to tell the story. I'll try to make it quick. Sorry, stories are good, and keep asking your questions. Anybody who's asking questions, just know that I promise you I will answer it on this live. But back in 2019, Amazon has done things to change this since then. But you used to be able to go onto your competitors' listings or go onto Amazon, see your competitor's ad, click, click out, click, click out, click, click out, click, literally do that, and you could run out your competitor's ad budget. Now, nowadays, you cannot do that. I don't know how exactly it works, but I know Amazon has implemented systems that catches malicious behavior like that. So I would wake up sometimes back in the day where, this is when I was already doing well on Amazon, where like you're spending hundreds of dollars a day on ads and you know that you're not running out of budget. I would wake up sometimes at like 8 in the morning out of budget, not on Prime Day, not on Black Friday, just a random Wednesday. And I was like, oh, people are literally just clicking on my ads. So I remember asking my cousin, who was my mentor, I was like, people are doing this. I think I'm going to just go and start doing it to my top competitors. When you start getting paranoid about stuff like that, you start to think like, I know which competitor is. So, I started thinking like that. My cousin's like, stop right there. Don't focus your energy on that. Focus on optimizing your ads, making your listing better, launching new products. Like focus on the positive. Focus on going uphill, not trying to block the hill. You're not going to get up the mountain any faster if you're just sitting in the middle of the mountain trying to play goalie. No, you go up the mountain by walking up the damn mountain. That stuck with me ever since. So when people are like, should I buy my competitor's product and leave a bad review? And actually, before I skip to that, thank God I have been wildly successful on Amazon. That's a mix of God's plan, hard work, resilience, all these things. But I always focused on the positive. I never thought about me failing. I never thought about trying to do malicious. Well, I did think about it, but I never did anything malicious to my competitors' listings or anything like that. It was always like, focus on this, on the up and up. That's how you win. That is how you win. Don't play goalie, play offense. How do I build up reviews? Amazon buying program, allegedly friends and family. Every time I try looking at products, like Becca, I already answered that. I don't use Seller Amp, and B, I don't do that business model on Amazon. Not to see. I don't know if you saw my message earlier. Yes, I did. I responded to that. What do you suggest for me to use to look for products that I can use? I use Helium 10, but like I said, I do a different business model than you do. The product you choose for your student, can you say the category? I don't even remember. Was it? Oh, it's in the baby category. So I'm on track to do 600K in my first year. Do you think there is a major difference between someone like me versus the big boys? Define the big boys. Like, would you consider me one of the big boys, Ecom Side Hustle, one of the big boys? If you're talking about it like that, is there a difference between us and you? No, except for time in the game. First off, congratulations, 600K your first year. That's amazing. That's quite literally top 1% of new sellers who within their first year. Number two, like, is there a difference between you and myself who, multiple 7-figure, 8 figures across platforms? E-com side hustle, 8 figures across platforms. Someone like Brandon Young, 8 figures across platforms. Is there a difference between you and us? We've been in the game longer, brother. You're crushing it. You're crushing it. So, fast forward 7 years, like I've been in the game, or e-com's been in the game. Where are you going to be? You're going to be one of the big dogs. I mean, you're still a big dog in the beginner category. Like, you're a big dog beginner. So I think it's a W. And like I said, just keep pushing. So I work full-time in college right now and want to get into drop shipping. Any recommendations for balance? Yes, the best recommendation for balance that I have is balance is overrated. Be Obsessed or Be Average. It's a great book by Grant Cardone that I absolutely love. Be obsessed or be average, brother. Some dictionaries define average as less than extraordinary. Does anybody here drop a 1 in the chat if you want to be less than extraordinary? Bro, I have a student, and one thing is, I say this with a grain of salt. I don't say this for anybody to compare your life with somebody else's life. I say it as a motivation. But I have a student, works a full-time job, single mom of 2 or 3 kids, and started her own Amazon business. Currently crushing it for a beginner, not at scale yet, just launched, just getting started. I mean, anybody who has kids, 1 kid's a full-time job. That's with a partner. Now, if you're a single parent with 1 kid, that's a double full-time job. If you're a single parent with multiple kids, that's a quadruple full-time job. Now throw in a real full-time job into the mix and still has time. Look at something now, not that you should compare yourself to this guy because he's literally the richest public man in the world, but look at somebody like Elon. Like, how does bro run? Obviously he has people doing it for him, but bro's doing Twitter or X, bro's doing SpaceX, bro's doing Tesla, bro's, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does he do it? You just find time. Oh man, I need to find the interview. It's a Mr. Wonderful interview. Oh, now I almost want to find it. It's like that. Kevin O'Leary. This is worth it, I promise. Kevin O'Leary. Wait, what are you saying? So many different influencers, e-com. You're not sure who's ethical or not. Bro, I can tell you this right now. One of those people, actually 2, because 2 of those people that you said, I can tell you this right now, dog. They're 110% not ethical. Some cornballs, I'll tell you that right now. But I won't mention any names. Bro, being in the fact that I'm in this like social media space, I know a lot of people. I know a lot of, can I pin that comment? Listen, I didn't say it. I'm not even going to say it out loud because it's recorded on the YT, but I would pin that comment if I could, yo. Anyways, but yeah, being in this social media game, dude, I see it firsthand. You're in these circles. You meet these people. I'm low-key getting a little amped up about this. People put on a persona, man, and it's unfortunate. But what are you gonna do? It's like, well, we'll leave it at that. Let's go back to the Kevin O'Leary thing because it's worth it. But yeah, be careful who you trust on the internet. Like, honestly, for any of you new people in here, vet me for real. Because if I'm going to tell you to vet somebody else, you got to vet me too, or else it's hypocritical. Like, vet the people that you see on the internet. You see a video of a dude rolling around in a Lamborghini. It doesn't mean that he's a good dude. It doesn't mean that he's there trying to have your best interest in mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, there's people on social media. Like, now we're just being general. There's people on. Maybe we shouldn't go into all that. I don't know enough about the Ty Lopez situation, man. I can only speak. I'm not out here trying to be a hater. I'm not drinking no haterade or anything, but I just think that you should do right by people. All right, Kevin O'Leary. Hold on. I got to find this interview for you guys because it's so worth it. I don't know who that is. Kevin O'Leary interview. What interview was this on? Was it like the iced coffee hour? Oh, no, it was this one. Okay. Sorry, we went on such a tangent there. Let's go back to the original question. Bro's probably not even in the live anymore. I forgot what the question was. Oh, yeah. Okay. So everybody needs to listen to, it's The Diary of a CEO. That's the channel. Kevin O'Leary. Every time you get paid, do this. It 10x's your income without having to work harder. There's a part in that interview where Kevin O'Leary talks about working with, Steve Jobs. Oh, that was so weird. Sorry, something popped up on the live. That was weird. But he talks about working with Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, if you've ever listened to anything about that or read the book about him, notoriously difficult person to be around and work with. Kevin O'Leary did business with him because if anybody knows Kevin O'Leary's story, I'm going to get to everyone's question. I'm so sorry for ignoring them right now. But this is just good. This is good stuff to me. Notoriously hard to deal with. Kevin O'Leary made his money because he was in like children's education or something like that. And they had licensed their stuff to Apple. So he worked directly with Steve Jobs, RIP, when he was still alive. He didn't like him. But Kevin O'Leary wasn't talking smack about the deceased. He was just saying, like, we didn't get along. But he's like, I respected the heck out of him. And he talks about how Steve Jobs moved. And he's like, people like Elon, people like Steve, Bezos, they're all the same with this. You have so much time in the day. You have 24 hours. I know this sounds so simple, but this is what makes the most successful people in the world successful. You have 24 hours in a day. How do you optimize your day the most? So like and I love Alex Hormozy talks about this. Everyone's like, I don't have time. Every day for the next week in 30-minute intervals, get a notebook and write down everything that you do for the day. I'm talking like went to the bathroom, ate a snack for 25 minutes, did this, did that. You're going to start to look at your schedule, what you do, how you spend your time right there in front of you. And you're going to be like, oh man, I spend 3 hours a day. I spend 20 something hours a week doing absolutely nonsense stuff. And then I spend another 7 hours on things that like I could probably cut back the time on. I don't need to spend 45 minutes eating a snack or whatever it is and watching a YouTube video while I eat that. You will be so surprised. So all the nonsense, that's the noise. The more you cut out the noise, and in this interview, he talks about the signal. Signal, was that the word he used? He talks about something specific that Steve Jobs said. But he's like, when you focus on that, the productive stuff more, that is what? Signal to noise ratio. I think that is what it is, signal to noise. Signal sounds right. Go watch that interview. It's really good. And I think that it'll give people a lot of insight. Where I was leading to that very long point is too many people focus on the noise. I don't have time. I can't juggle all these things. Bro, you could work a full-time job. You could have a family and you could start a business while doing community and volunteer work. Like you have that much time. You just choose not to utilize your time or allocate your time towards those things. All right, sorry, we went on a tangent. What's your business model? Amazon private label. Yeah, I'm optimizing winning keywords. Do I negate exact match from broad? No. Never negate something that you get sales on and transfer over. That's a argued thing in the Amazon ads community. Where I stand and where people who are way bigger sellers than me, like I'm talking the 100 millions, they stand on that too. So when you choose a product, do you try to find limit, or do you try to limit it to not too many other sellers with the same product? No, but I tried to limit it to how established the market is. Let's take let's take a product where the average reviews are 500 and then one where the average reviews are 10,000. You're more or less going to have the same amount of competitors, but one, the competition has a lot of the competition has thousands of reviews, hard to rank on page one. The other one, it's easier for a low reviewed seller to rank. Still the same amount of competitors. Let me see here. My NCX rate is at 22%. Bro, I'm so bad at abbreviations. You have to spell it out, Pranav. You you should know this, my boy. So bad at it. So many different. I answered that. We talked about that. Pranav, also, you don't have to say it on the live. You can message me. Shout out one of my students. But I want to hear why you left that comment that I said I wanted to pin. Very curious about that. Why isn't Africa the most... Hold on. Sometimes I read things out loud and then I realize I shouldn't read them out loud. Completely irrelevant. Don't know if that is exactly. Papillo, thank you for the follow. Can we get a story time about the one or two of those people? We should do that. I don't know if we should do that. No names, obviously. Don't talk about bothers. Oh, don't talk about others. Not a good look. Yeah, sometimes. It's okay. I don't need to look good for nobody. But no, for real. Yeah, we'll just leave it at what I talked about before. Is just always vet who you're getting information from. The internet's fake. Like I know guys who drive super, and this is why like when people come into the live and ask about supercars and stuff, like there's people that I know who have supercars and they really got it. They really got it like that. And then there's people who I know they're paying $3,000 for a car, $3,000 for rent, or $4,000 for rent, $5,000, whatever, and they're making $9,000 a month, acting like multi-cajillionaire Jeff Bezos. And perception is not always reality. So yeah, we'll leave it at that. What's the best PPC strategy to launch a unique product? The PPC strategy that I always talk about, Pizza, I'm pretty sure you've been in the live a lot. So it appears e-com is legit. Yeah, I've known e-com since I was in high school, funny enough. And it just so happens that we both, without planning it, went down a very similar path. Yeah, I can vouch for him. I don't think anybody's ever heard me vouch for anybody. I would vouch for him. Everybody else, don't ask me to vouch for. But yeah, him and I are homies. We started Amazon around the same time. Then we knew each other in high school, but weren't kind of knew the same people, knew each other, but didn't kick it like that. And then through a mutual friend, he was like, hey, Luke, you sell on Amazon. Kev, you sell on Amazon. You guys should link up. So went down to Kev's place. We talked. He was showing me his products and brands. I was showing him my product and brand. Or actually, we both only had one brand at the time. And then from there, we just stayed connected. And then I started doing TikTok. He started doing TikTok like a year before me, but I didn't even know that. And then one day, I see a comment from this username, Ecom Side Hustle, with Kevin's face. I was like, who's this guy? Or wait, I was like, is this Kev? I looked and I was like, I texted him. I was like, dang, bro, I didn't know you did TikTok. And yeah, we've just been cool for years now. I think I've known bro for like 10 years, which is pretty sick. Everybody else don't ask me about. I don't know about nobody. I don't care about nobody. I'm in my own lane. Is it okay to let Amazon decide my keywords? Never. No, I wouldn't let Amazon do it. You could look at it and kind of cross-reference, but never just like take their list, copy, paste, bada boom, I'm done with my campaigns. Is 2 purchases from 22 clicks good? Yes, it is. That's about just under a 10% conversion, which for 0 reviews is not bad. How many reviews do you get per product and how many FNF? Fine reviews, I max it out. FNF, I don't do that. But allegedly, if I did, I would just try to get as many as I could, 10, 20, whatever I could swing. Jose, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Just thoughts on Walmart e-com? I don't like it. We sell on Walmart online, but I don't like it. E-commerce Dovum is program. Nice, Chief. Yeah, he's a cool dude. Cool dude for sure. So I can convert even more. Because I have 0 reviews, I'm just reducing my price for now so I can convert more. Don't reduce it too much, but yeah, not a bad strategy. Walmart is not great. 5 to 10% of sales. Yeah, Walmart is trash. Luke, I didn't join the last few calls. I had a question. What's a good amount for ads before launching? Safwan, go watch. There's a video in the curriculum on ad budgets under the PPC sections. I would go watch those. If you're getting ready to launch, definitely just study the PPC sections. Bro, I watch your TikTok here and there, but I have sample coming to finalize the product. Nice, that's awesome. Because I answered that. What's wrong with Walmart? Just a trash platform. Like for a multi-billion-dollar company, they don't they don't invest in their online. Like it's a garbage platform. I genuinely think that if I just had a few $1,000s and a team of Fiverr developers, I could put together a better online user interface than Walmart did. They're just, I don't know. It's almost like Walmart is like behind on technology. Notice how Walmart doesn't even have Apple Pay in their stores. Bro, the local liquor store has Apple Pay and Walmart doesn't have Apple Pay. Like it's just weird stuff, man. They don't invest in certain things where I look at it and I'm like, what's going on? And their online platform is in fact one of them. I'm serious. Like if Walmart had half the mindset of Amazon, if they had half the mindset of Amazon and half the mindset of the owners of Shopify, Walmart would have a way bigger market share on the online world that they do. That's just my take, but I mean, they have, anyways, that's a tangent. They have the brand name, Walmart, one of the most trusted brand names on the face of this planet. I just use Brand Portal to protect my brand on Walmart. I've never sold on it. Yeah, that works too. List your products on there and sometimes you'll get little piecemeal sales. Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Should I focus on getting sales and reviews on one product or go for more products on one product? They don't want to pay Apple. What's funny is I didn't even think about that until you typed that. But even then, I still think that's an L. I would love to, well, I guess Walmart has more data than I do, but something tells me that they would make more money if they offered Apple Pay. Target seems to be doing fine and all other retailers, but yes, I do agree. Did not think of that point of view. Are SOPs a one-time thing you got to do for your shipping and then you're done? SOPs do for your shipping. SOPs, standard operating procedures, is something that you will do once, but continuously update because things change. So if I have like an SOP for how I'm going to set up a listing, maybe over time that evolves. I'm not changing my SOP every week, but over time, yes. Amazon will buy Walmart. Legally, is Amazon allowed to buy Walmart? That would be interesting. I don't think they would. I think somebody else would come in and buy Walmart, but that would be. Actually, I don't know. Didn't Amazon buy Whole Foods? I don't know. Who knows? Sea Urchin, thank you for sharing the live. I think they know they can't be Amazon, so they don't waste their time and money. It's not about beating Amazon, though. That's the thing. Like, is Shopify trying to beat Amazon? I know Shopify is completely different. They're selling a different package than Walmart is selling. But Shopify knows that they'll never beat Amazon, but they still are taking market share. Maybe not away from Amazon, but I don't know. The point is, I do think Walmart could take good market share. Oh no, the dog has to go potty. And you're changing it over time because Amazon changes rules and policies. Yes. And just because you have to adapt with your strategy over time. Would be a reg war probably. Amazon is probably the only one that could afford Walmart. How much is Walmart worth? Damn, son. Damn, son. Oh my goodness. Hold on. No, they're not bigger than Amazon. Damn, son. Can anybody guess if you didn't look it up? Guess in the chat what they're worth. Walmart is focused on being main brick and mortar. Yeah. TikTok Shop have a chance against Amazon? No. No. They have like I'm not counting out TikTok Shop. They definitely have a chance to take some market share because I think that it's a good system. But like that would kind of be like saying I think TikTok Shop is way better than IG. But remember when IG, and this was in like 2020, came out with like the shopping feature. I think it's the equivalent. Like they have market share. They have a small sliver. I think TikTok Shop can take more than like Meta does. Maybe not Marketplace, but that's different platform. That's like comparing it to eBay. But I do think that they have a chance. What's a good CPC conversion rate for an intermediate product that's over 1 year old? Apologies if you answered this already. A good conversion rate would be like 10%, but it's also category dependent. Walmart is fat, probably 400 billion USD, over $1 trillion. Walmart market cap 1.07 trillion. Amazon was 2 point something trillion. TikTok Shop is impulse buying. TikTok Shop hasn't established the trust yet, but I agree. The thing with TikTok Shop is like, and TikTok knows this too. People go other places to find the products, not at scale. Obviously, they're still making their money, but that's why TikTok started getting really tight about promoting things off their platform. It's why I can't show live sales on my live anymore because I get flagged every time I do it. They don't want you, just like Amazon, they don't want you to direct traffic off of TikTok anymore because they know that I see a video on TikTok Shop for a product, and I'm going to Amazon to go buy it. There was at some point, I don't know how much this has changed. I had gotten some inside information that a majority of purchases on TikTok Shop were done through Apple Pay, PayPal, or Google Pay, something like, I don't think they offer Google Pay, Apple Pay, because people didn't want to put in their direct credit card information, is my prediction. That also could be the changing times. But anyways, can you please be my mentor? Yes. Not where you go to buy when you already need to buy. Yeah, if you're gonna buy Amazon stock, now is the time. Can't say that. That's financial advice, sir. Amazon would probably be better off just building their own stores instead of buying Walmart. What's crazy is I actually agree with you. I think that if Amazon came out and was like, I don't know, what would they name it? Just Amazon, the Amazon store, and you just pull up and it's like Walmart, Costco style. Oh man. But the logistics of that would probably be a nightmare. Life's been tough lately, so I'm blessing the first 6 people. That's funny. Anyways, but everybody, it has been a great live. Appreciate the follow, my friend. How do you reduce the time waiting for China to send product and all the time for Amazon? You can't really reduce it. Can you sell on Costco online? Never tried, to be honest. They have AI to finalize the logistics. Yeah. To get your inventory checked in. No, you can't expedite that. But on that note, everybody, you could do fast sea shipping. I wouldn't do air shipping. Fast sea shipping is always a good option. But on that note, everybody, well, let's actually keep going. What's the best CPC conversion rate you've seen? Well, cost per click and conversion is different, or 2 different things. Unless you're talking about cost per click conversion. The best conversion rate I've seen is like 50+%. What other platform do you sell on? My cost per click was like 180. That's pretty high. Amazon, our own Shopify site, Walmart online, TikTok shop. But everybody, make sure to go show some love to my last few videos. For those who wanted to have me as your mentor along your entire journey, be sure to check out the AMZ Masterclass in the TikTok bio. Have access to me along your entire journey, all of my strategies, the resources that I built for the students. Go hop on a call with the team. 8 clicks. Depends on the price of your product, bro. I would calculate your tacos total or ad spend divided by total sales. But like I said, go show some love to the videos. Go like, comment, favorite, and go check out the AMZ Masterclass. I hope you all have a blessed one, and I will see you soon.